welcome to the very first pilot introduction of Imagination Fun Time. Hence meaning there might be more pilot introductions. I'm not sure why that would be. So a lot of you are probably wondering, what is this? What is this podcast? Why are you doing this, Brandon? Like, why are you babbling to the world? Like, do you think the world actually cares? Probably not, but, it's screwed. I can do what I want. It's America. I'm like a lot of people now in the past few years, I've become a big fan of podcasts. Started, probably about 5-6 years ago. And I figured, why not? Why not get into the game? It sounds like a fun time. It could be interesting. It could be a good opportunity. You never know where it could lead. So let's see. I'm going by a list here of explaining this whole podcast. It's the inspirations behind me starting the podcast. Okay, so the first radio podcast type show that I started listening to back in the day was actually a couple years after it ended, because they were all put up on YouTube, is the old Sirius radio show Radio Bam. For those of you who do not know what that is, that was an old weekly radio show hosted by Jackass star and pro skater Bam Margera. And he would just give various insights into, what was going on in his life that week. It was, around the time when Viva La Bam was really, really popular, and so was still in the phase of Jackass being in the mainstream and stuff like that. And so I started listening to that because I'm a big diehard Jackass fan. And then from there, I just started up listening to, I started getting to just like other kind of radio show podcast stuff like that. One I listen to every week is the Monday Morning Podcast and the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday Monday Morning Podcast, hosted by Bill Burr. As a fellow redheaded ginger fuck male, Bill Burr is honestly one of my favorite people in the world. He is truly one of the best comedians of all time, and he is just literally he is just one of the best people out there right now. And as a redheaded dude, I actually do really look up to him, so hopefully one day I will get to meet and work with him. Let's see, I also listen to Bill's other podcast, the Bill and Bert podcast, hosted by Bill Burr and fellow comedian Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer, for those of you who do not know, Bert the Machine Kreischer is a awesome comedian and just literally an insane frat boy that grew up to still be an insane frat boy. I also listen to What the F with Mark Maron. For those of you who do not know, Mark Maron is an amazing comedian, and I actually am so pissed because I got to work for a couple days as an extra on his old TV show Glow. Is Glow still going on? Might still be going on, I'm not sure. But I got to work as an extra in a scene with him, and I didn't know who he was at the time. And then I became a fan of his shortly thereafter, and it bummed me out. I'm like, wait, that's that guy. That was that guy in that scene that I got to work in. And, he was really cool, and he has always really amazing people on his podcast. And then finally, like most people throughout the world, I also am a fan of the Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan is, without a doubt, it's the biggest podcast out there. Like, that is just, without a doubt, can't deny that, you can't deny it. His podcast is the biggest podcast in the world. He is truly Howard Stern of podcasts. Okay. The mission of the podcast. Yeah, so I bet a bunch of you are wondering, what the hell is Imagination Fun Time? What could this be? Are we going to be talking about imagination? Are we going to be talking about fun times? Is it going to be something in between? So, this is a podcast about movies and television, which for anybody who knows me in real life is literally all I talk about, to the great annoyance of literally everybody around me. So each episode, I am going to talk about either one movie or 2 episodes of a television show. So, just literally, instead of being like a lot of other film and television podcasts and talking about, what's coming out this week, newest episode of a Marvel series, or a new Marvel movie, or just anything, like, maybe I will do some new stuff once in a while, but, like, I prefer to just go back in time throughout, like, the 100+ history of thousands and millions of movies and television episodes out there that other people aren't talking about. So each episode will be something different, give a wide variety of stuff that I find interesting and hopefully everyone else might find interesting. I will give facts based on very basic internet research that anybody who has access to the internet could do themselves. I will try to do stuff in a comedic, silly take because, it's just fun. Why not? It's my podcast. I can do whatever the hell I want. And I truly hope to, like, inspire appreciation for the great art of movies and television because it means everything to me. And I really want other people to appreciate it too who don't appreciate it enough. So each episode I will give an intro. I'm still thinking of what that kind of intro might be. I will also read some news from IMDb. For those of you who do not know, IMDb is called Internet Movie Database. It is literally what it sounds like. It is a database online for movies. I proudly have my own page on there. If anyone wants to look me up, Brandon Devine. I'm an actor and a writer, but on there it's mainly just as an actor. Then each episode I will give, personal commentary and in-depth reviews of movies and television with comedic takes. I will be theatrical, I'll be silly, and also at the same time trying to give personal insight into the stuff that I've watched throughout the years and have truly meant a lot to me. Let's see. So, why did I choose the name Imagination Fun Time? Why would I do that as a 27-year-old grown man? Well, number one, it just makes me fucking laugh. Like, how could it not just... It's so silly. It's fucking stupid. And that's what makes it awesome. Like, it is... it's fucking awesome. It's so stupid. And that is literally what makes it awesome. But it wasn't the first name I was going to choose. I had other ideas. I think it was like the second name I might have come up, second or third name I came up with. And then I just kept like thinking, okay, I'll go down the line, think of more, and maybe come back to it. So the first name I came up with was a really lame name called the Shuffle Button. Just thinking like, oh, I'm going to just press a button and shuffle, and whatever movie pop up in my head, that'll be what I review that week. Fucking lame. The Retro Theater. I thought that'd be cool, but I would think like, that kind of would limit, me talking, what I could do with the podcast. Because my friend Nikki was right. If I, Imagination Fun Time gives me an open range of various interesting stuff to talk about. Maybe, who knows? Maybe down the line I'll have guests on to people to interview, and who knows what I'll do with this. It's my podcast. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Another name I came up with that would have been so fucking sweet would have been the L. Ron Hubbard Variety Hour. That name would have just been so fucking awesome. But I think the Church of Scientology might have had a problem with that. Let's see. I also could have chosen the movies and TV show. I kind of liked that because it was just simple and basic and kind of funny, but again, also really limits, what I guess I could technically talk about and stuff like that, which doesn't make sense. I could still talk about whatever, but having a name that, leaves it open is kind of cool. Let's Talk Movies and TV. That was another name. Basic, simple, kind of catchy. I don't know, it's stupid. And one of my mentors that I have in life, as I journey my way through my Hollywood journey, my family friend, Joe Mauer, who has been a successful writer and producer, mostly in television and television movies, back in the 80s and 90s. He came up with the name the Tinsel Heart, related to Tinseltown and stuff. And I thought that name was actually pretty cool, really in-depth, could be an in-depth name. It didn't really catch on. I didn't think I knew I wouldn't pick that name, but I liked it. I thought, I was like, that is cool. That's pretty cool. So thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. And yeah, that's basically, as of right now, that's basically what I'm trying to do with this thing. And I hope you guys enjoy, and ladies enjoy, and everyone else, in this modern age, you gotta be on point with them pronouns, or else they'll take you down. I love everybody. Everyone just shut the fuck up. Everyone just literally shut the fuck up and have a light heart. Don't take things so fucking seriously, okay? Anybody who knows me knows I truly love everybody. Because I love movies and television. Like, movies and television, if you look at a lot of it, there is so much diversity and, representation of all groups, if you really, truly look. So, yeah, basically, as of right now, that's what I'm trying to do with the podcast. And I hope you guys tune in each episode. It would be nice. If not, well, that just means you're a terrible human being. And, fuck you. I'm fucking kidding.